Minnesota Vikings were among the worst teams in the NFL last year against the run, 27th in the league. And a big time market correction was going to come because worst of the Zimmer regime, that wasn't going to stand. And the Vikings did it. Late Monday night, they inked up former New York Giants defensive tackle Dalvin Tomlinson. We're cornering the market on Dalvin's to pair up with nose tackle Micah Pierce. That's 700 pounds of nice. I love it. And in both trenches, we got to rebuild them. It's got to be Arby's. We got the meats. Vikings rebuilding a Williams Wall. I don't know, version 4.0 at this point. I love it. Rap Sheet tweeted out, Dalvin Tomlinson to the Vikings, 2 years, $22 million with a $20 million guarantee. And we had mentioned him in our 3 free agent defensive tackles video where I liked his stoutness. Also, he brings some power rushing skills from the defensive interior. Team captain, love that leadership as well. And the Vikings got him. And the Vikes had freed up some cap space, but now Tomlinson takes up a decent chunk of it. But if you look at his contract, it really is a Rob Brzezinski special. Notice since it's a 2-year deal, $15 million signing bonus, you're okay with that, splitting that cap at 7.5, $1 million base in 2021 only, so he only carries an $8.5 million cap hit in this down salary cap season. And his deal added with the 1-year deal, veteran linebacker Nick Vigil coming over from the Chargers, leaves the Vikings with around $1 million in cap space. But, of course, they can free up $7 to $8 million more with that Thielen restructure that's reportedly in the offing. So I like Tomlinson. Plus, it worked out pretty swimmingly last time the Vikings signed a former Giants defensive tackle. Who knew? Actually, bring Linval back too. When the Chargers going to cut him. But let's talk about Dalvin Tomlinson today. So he's the other Giants defensive lineman. Leonard Williams was the apple of everyone's eye before he got franchise tagged by the G-Men. But Tomlinson, 27 years young, 6'3", 318, former 4-star recruit from McDonough, Georgia, signed with the Tide in 2012. Redshirted, eventually became a rotational player and then a 2-year starter. Alabama is always stout and deep in the trenches. 2016, as a redshirt senior, posted an 88.1 PFF grade with 40 pressures and a robusto 90.5 grade against the run. Combine, bully, stout, solid, love it. Ended up being a 2017 second round pick, number 55 overall by the Giants, and he was on brand right away. Grown-ass man strength, plays with good leverage, and is solid versus the run. Great at the point of attack and shedding blocks and finding the ball carrier. Now, he's not a blow up the B gap, first step kind of guy. He's not that dude, but he's a well-rounded 3-tech who's a run-first guy and then has developed a pretty nice pass rush game as of late. 3.5 sacks in each of the last 2 seasons for Big Blue, plus 28 pressures last year. And he's played all along the defensive line for the Giants. He's played 3-tech, 5-tech, nose tackle, so you like that versatility. But for the Vikings specifically, with Pierce in the building, I think the Vikings are bringing aboard to be specifically that early down 3-tech. It's going to be a similar role to Shamar Stephen next to Linval Joseph in 2019, where he had 2 de facto nose tackles on the field at the same time, on first down, on second down. So you want to be solid and heavy up the middle on those early downs, and then hopefully get them to third and long, and then it's party time. And then it's time to go NASCAR. Then it's time to bring Hercules on the field. Then it's time to just get after it. Stephen Wedley in a defensive tackle. Let's go. I love it. But Tomlinson, like his pass rush game is no frills, but it is timeless. It's ragdolling a guard center. How many times have we seen that on the other side for our offensive line? And then you get that pressure, you get right in the quarterback's face right away, flush him out, and sometimes you allow others to clean up the work and finish the job. Edge rushers coming off the edge, and he's increased his pressure rate every single year in the league, so that's something that you do like as well. But I think the Vikings will ultimately end up using a 3-man rotation at defensive tackle. So you got Pierce and Tomlinson starting right away, and then on third down, you bring in one of the smaller defensive tackles, a guy that's going to be at that 3-tech, just blow up that B gap, and maybe you have Tomlinson as that 1-tech on passing downs, perhaps, or you just go full NASCAR, sure. But there is room for a smaller, quick first step B-gap penetrator guy in the draft now. You look at Onwuzurike if the Vikings trade down or maneuver in the second round. You look at Jalen Twyman from Pitt, a guy that I really love. You look at Darius Stills from West Virginia, or maybe James Lynch. Free James Lynch. Happiest dude in all of this has to be Eric Kendricks. So now you have 700 pounds of just meat and granite and toughness in front of you, and that's going to keep guards and centers off of you all damn day long, allowing you to scrape and do Eric Kendricks things. So yeah, Eric Kendricks got to be like way up. I feel blessed. I like it. And it's not the splashiest signing in the world, absolutely not, but it is an absolutely rock solid, competent, important signing at a massive position of need for a relatively decent price. So I love Dalvin Tomlinson. I think it's a very smart move by the Vikings. Now, can we just get a cornerback and offensive line help, and then we'll go into the draft, and then slay. Let's do this damn thing. Let's go. Your thoughts? Signing Dalvin Tomlinson from the Giants? Tide. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work? Post on the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.